What's up and welcome to Kinda Funny Games Daily for Friday, June 16th, 2023. Of course, I'm your host, Tim Geddes, and I'm joined by the Big Daddy himself, Greg Miller.
Hello, Tim. How are you?
I'm good. It's a rare moment that I'm in the hosting chair and you're in the co-host chair.
You tried to jump in the co-hosting chair. I said, no, calendar says you're up. You get over there. You do the thing.
I love it. It feels different looking at you from this angle.
I know, right?
Just on this show.
It's a rare thing for you to wear a hat on camera, I feel. Usually,
it is.
Too. That's usually an off-camera day thing.
I have a very busy day planned,
Sure.
and I was like, I don't need to be on camera that much today. So I'm going to take this opportunity to just be comfortable. So when I get home,
I'm sure no one will call me out on it.
Gonna be this. I wish I
Oh
had
my
hair
god!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that little fun?
no.
You look like when you go into like a WWE face capture and you put it in and it catches your hair and your hair's just like matted to your.
This
your
is
forehead.
horrible. Can you imagine going outside looking like this?
Not a chance. No.
That's what that's
I
for.
wish I had that head of hair.
That's what that's for. You know what I'm talking about? Greg, I was thinking about something. It's Friday, June 16th. That means that it's officially over. We officially are about to get a weekend, me and you.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's Saturday.
Yeah.
The next day's Sunday.
I know, right? Days where we won't be working or
We just get to
making
go-
live content about video games.
We just get to play video games. I can't believe it. We're here.
Yeah.
Like this feels unbelievably unreal because it feels like it's been 1 month of every day something happening, some showcase, some interview, some podcast, some review, something.
Yesterday was when the wheels fell off for me.
Yeah.
When it was very apparent that I've been working for whatever it is, 11 days nonstop, where I was just like, everything was climbing a hill and sliding back in the mud and just making no progress and wanting to cry all day long. I was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm fucked up. I need a weekend and I'm happy to get it tomorrow.
Yeah, we're getting it, man. I'm super excited. We're days away from Final Fantasy 16.
How are you doing?
Oh,
You're
man,
Mr.
very
Final
excited.
Fantasy. You hang out all day yesterday with Ben Starr, voice
Incredible.
of Clive in Final Fantasy.
What a dude. Every
very
once
nice.
in a while, we get a guest on the show that
Isn't dog shit. Isn't a Rahul Kohli.
that is that, right? That is somebody that I'm like, oh, there's a kinship here. There's just like something where I'm like, you're one of us.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like
Sure.
the Austin Creeds of the world, where it's just like, oh wow, the Jack Quaids of the world, where
Right.
there's just something where I'm like, yo, we vibe
You
really
fit in
well.
here.
You fit in super well. Like you can joke.
The opposite of a Paris Lily.
Yeah, 100%. That guy. I just don't know. Had so many great talks with Paris Lily at Summer Game Fest. So
Can
many.
you believe, ladies and
Countless.
gentlemen, here's what we're going to talk about. We'll get back to Ben in a second, but let's talk about Paris Lily, all right? I've never met a man more talented that thinks he doesn't belong somewhere. He tweeted about this, if he'll just stand there and be like, recently about his SGF experience of being intimidated to talk to people and how he just wants to stand there and be quiet. Everybody wants to talk to Paris. Everybody
wants
loves
to talk
Paris.
to Paris.
Paris is incredibly knowledgeable about video games and they want to be a part of it. And so it's crazy. Like, again, you might think the way I shit all over him, that me and Paris are best friends and have been for years, but like our friendship really has started over COVID, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it is weird for us to be around. And even when him and I are standing in a circle, I'll catch him just being really calm. Like, what are you doing? Talk. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I don't know. I'm like, oh man, Paris, you're the best.
Paris is actually the best. So many people are the best, man.
Not Gary
again,
Whitta, though.
No, Gary Whitta. I haven't seen Gary in too long.
Oh, he's been striking, you know.
Yeah, gotcha.
He's been, God forbid. You know what? I was actually.
Yeah, no.
I'll put my brakes on that one because that was going to come off as a knock against the writer.
right,
But I
you know
just
what?
want to make fun of Gary. No, back to Ben, though. Ben really fit in well, and I loved him. And I was sad I didn't get more time with him. I was reviewing a game yesterday. I had PS I Love You. I had Remember Blink. I got here incredibly late because I had to take the fucking car that got in that car accident at the body shop. And that's never going to be a good experience. And so it's just a whole thing.
Yeah, man. There's a
When my
lot.
mom was here, I got rear-ended. Remember? Did you ever hear this story?
I don't think I did.
Yeah, we got hit.
Oh, no.
Yeah, not bad, but it was like, that's even worse where it's like an annoying thing of like, I could never fix this and to be fine, but I should fix it because the woman's very polite and be like, hey, I'm ready to pay you. The insurance people will pay you when you, I'm like, fuck. It's been like a month.
Ugh. God, everybody. It's been a month, everyone. But
We
today,
need to get to that next level of success where you, Tim, can just hire me a personal assistant who does everything for me.
Mm-hmm.
Because we've just been at this like, all your dreams have come true level of success. But now I really want to get up to that fuck you money level of success.
Is that not
you know?
Andy?
No, oh my God. Can you imagine giving Andy any responsibility? Barrett, I don't even know. I assume he has to pay you the rent. I assume that's late every time. Oh,
No.
fuck, is it time? Oh, man.
No, he's actually really good with that.
Hey, I fed Lulu hamburger helper. You know what I mean?
He is very scared of any responsibility regarding Lulu. He just likes to be her TO, you know?
Sure,
Get it.
that's fair.
I get it. Me too, man. Today's stories include Xbox setting its sights on more entertainment projects, Nintendo fighting a subreddit, and more. Because this is Kind of Funny Games Daily, where each and every weekday live at 10 a.m. we come at you with all the video game news that you need to know. Of course, if you want to watch live, twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames, youtube.com/kindoffunnygames is where you want to be. If you can't watch live, you can watch later on YouTube or roosterteeth.com. You can also get it as a podcast by searching your favorite podcast service for Kinda Funny Games Daily, and we'll be right there for you. If you're watching live, you can correct us when we get stuff wrong, but something tells me today nothing will be on that list, Greg, because we got me and you.
Exactly. We're going to crush this. No, they call it a perfect game. That's what we're going to pitch. But now you're going to have kebabs, nickel and dime, and everything. You're saying, well, you said, shut up, kebabs.
Well, if you have something to get us on, kindoffunny.com/you're wrong is where you want to go. Remember, you can use the Epic creator code KINDOFUNNY on all Epic Store and Epic in-game purchases like Rocket League and Fortnite to help support the channel. To be part of the show, you can go to kindoffunny.com/KFGD to write in your questions, squad ups, and more. And remember, patreon.com/kindoffunny will get you the show ad-free plus a bevy of bonus content. A little housekeeping for you. The Flash and Review is live. It is an amazing episode. Some in reviews, it's all about the chemistry. It's all about the energy. It's all about are we bringing the heat, whether the movie's good or bad or anything in between. Do we got the stuff? We had the stuff.
We got the stuff on this one. And that was the thing. You knew I would come in with some level of energy, based, of course, on this being the DCEU in review. I want to tip a hat to one Nick Scarpino, who really went above and beyond to make this something special and do some goof stuff and come to my level. Yeah. Oftentimes, Nick comes in and is the slug he is every day. You know what I mean? Weighing us down, the poop on my shoe. But this time around, Nick said, you know what? I'm going to come up and I'm going to be an asshole with you, Greg. And that's really what I need on these kind of shows.
I want to let you know without spoiling the bit. There is a bit on this episode that made me laugh harder than I have in a very long time. Then it came back a second time and I wasn't even laughing. I was just like, this is brilliant. I'm so proud of my friends for being this funny. And then you took it one step further. And the third time, Greg Miller, the joke you made, I think is the funniest.
Legitimately, I don't know what you're talking about. I thought I did, but now I don't know.
Just Lois and Clark. You know what I mean? It was just great. Y'all need to watch the Flash review. Also, PS I Love You XOXO is up. It's Greg and Janet drinking, and it's rad. Yesterday was a busy day. I thought I saw you walk in with a six-pack of beer, but I wasn't quite sure. And I was like, that can't be right.
Yeah, Blessing was sick yesterday, so he stayed home. And so then me and Janet were going to do PS I Love You, and then it was the decision that Janet hasn't been on PS I Love You in a month. And Janet and I don't get to catch up unless we're on camera. And so rather than do the usual rigmarole, very structured show we do, we kind of threw it out the window, just poured beers and sat there and talked about the indies we saw at SGF. I reviewed Door Dawn. Then we talked about Spider-Man 2 Burning Questions, and just had basically what would be, if I brought listener questions to a bar and me and Janet were hanging out, that's what you got.
Oh, I love that. Also, so great seeing Janet.
Yeah.
What a pleasure.
You always forget how tiny she is.
Very tiny.
Yeah.
You're right. I do forget that.
Is she smaller than Gia?
She must be, because there's a smallness that I feel from Janet that I don't feel from G, but maybe it's just because I'm around G all the time.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't think about how small Jen is either until I see us in a mirror and I'm like, oh my God, this is like a
I don't
house.
ever think about how small Gia is.
Sure.
Ever. That never crosses my mind. And then anytime someone sees her, they're always like, wow, she's so tiny.
It's similar to Blessing. When we were, I don't think about it, but then at SGF, he climbed in my backpack and we went and saw games. I only say this because I saw him in the chat. Blessing, it's your fucking day off. Stop watching work content.
I never think about how small these people are because I'm not fucking freakish giants like the both of you.
I'm like that big dinosaur that died in Jurassic World. Remember that?
The season finale of the Blessing Show to, bring back some positivity into Bless's life here. It's premiering on Tuesday, right after Kind of Funny Games Daily. Only mere weeks after the previous episode. Bless and Raj are back to close out this year's episode. So grab some popcorn and tune in this Tuesday, right after KFGD, for a jam-packed episode. This is a great one. I don't want to spoil too much of it, but it was an idea that Bless had a couple weeks ago. It was like, we got to do, this is the time to do this. And they hustled and got it done. I'm so So proud of them. So excited for it. And it's going to be a good one. So
Me too.
stay tuned. And then over on Patreon, remembering our favorite E3 moments on Remember Blank.
Right, yeah. Me and Mike sat down and talked about E3 and went through, of course, all the stuff that we remember, my personal things of, working so many of them, Mike going to this year's SGF, the E3 in 2019, and, of course, all the listener memories. And as always, if you haven't given Remember Blank a chance, of course, patreon.com/kindafunny. If you went and gave us $10 right now, you'd get more than 250 exclusive episodes of content that are available nowhere else. But we retooled Remember Blank in the last few weeks, and now it is much more of a discussion, long-form podcast where we talk a little bit about stuff. And so I enjoyed the interpretation of the audience of, there, of course, was the reveal of the Wii U, sharing games at PlayStation for their memories. But then there were the touching ones of like, we were on a hike in the Amazon, but it started to rain, so I went inside a GameStop. And so I was like, oh my God, that's awesome.
That is so cool.
There's a GameStop in the Amazon?
Yeah, it wasn't where they're hiking, but I thought I could hopefully skate by on it. I don't know. Fucking go to Patreon, give me the money, and then you can yell at me about what the real place is.
Go to Patreon just like our producers, Casey, Andrew, Delaney Twining, and James.
There's an S on both.
James Hastings. James Hastings, we finally got some correction that it's Hastings with an S. And right there, I looked at it and I thought there was a problem, and I took the S off of James. That's where I'm at, Greg.
I hear you. Yes,
That's
of
where
course.
I'm
You might remember from a few games dailies ago when I was like, wait, full stop. Is it Hastings or Hastings? Because at some point we dropped the S. On that show, I did email James, if you remember me writing, and he did respond. Hi, Greg. My last name is Hastings with an S. Haven't changed Patreon since I signed up, so probably a cut and paste mess up. As to why I haven't corrected it, because I asked that in the email, I heard it switch back and forth depending on the host/show for the past couple of months, so I didn't think much of it. Been called worse things over the years.
Thank you, James, for all of your support. Today we're brought to you by Honey, Rocket Money, and thank you to Amazon Gaming and Summer Game Fest for partnering with us this showcase season. You can go to amazon.com/Summer Game Fest to discover the top new and upcoming games, but we'll tell you all about that stuff later. For now, let's begin with what is and forever will be the Roper Report. It's time for some news. We got 6 stories today.
A baker's dozen.
Story number 1. Xbox takes on TV and movies. Matt Booty is talking across the internet, and Eddie at GameSpot is reporting on it. And they're also reporting on The Hollywood Reporter about Xbox.
That's the thing. Eddie, these are all Eddie's reports based on reading other reports.
Gotcha. And this is our report on that report.
You're through the looking glass, people. Where does the news start and stop? Did you watch that? You watched the first episode of Black Mirror yet?
No, I'm not a Black Mirror guy. Only seen a smattering of episodes here and there.
I want you to
Run the DJ. Saw that one.
I'll tell you right now. There are a few things in my life that make me stop doing anything. And Jen and I are obsessed with Diablo. Obsessed with Diablo. I made sure we stopped last night to at least watch one Black Mirror before.
Where was your head at?
Huh?
You like it?
Oh my God, I love Black Mirror. And I like the first episode has a whole thing about layers, and so that's where I was going to go, but I won't say it. But it's Salma Hayek's in it, so you got that going for you.
I do have that going for me. Xbox Game Studios boss Matt Booty has teased that Microsoft has additional film and TV projects based on its franchises in the works beyond those that have been announced. In an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, Booty listed off upcoming projects like Season 2 of the Halo series, the Minecraft movie with Jason Momoa,
That's happening.
and the Gears of War film from Dune writer John Spates. Microsoft's Fallout series is also getting a TV show from the Westworld creators. But beyond, Booty said there are some things that we've got going on as well that I can't, they're not public yet, but there's a lot there. Booty's comments came in response to a question about if Microsoft could make a film or TV adaptation of Starfield. Booty said he had nothing to announce, but said that in general, Xbox needs to make great games first. Quote, the thing for us that's important, and I think what our game teams would say, is that you have to go prove out the game first before you can go explore movies and TV, right? Booty also pointed out how making games and creating film and TV are quite different, because with games, a lot of the iteration takes place at the end. A film or TV script, meanwhile, is usually locked down prior to shooting. Games are very different in that we have to build so much before we even know what we've got and before we can start iterating. And so I think our teams just want to make sure that, first and foremost, we've built a great game and we found something that resonates with game players. And then that gives us permission to then go and explore, does that IP or is that franchise capable of going on to be a film or TV show? Years ago, Microsoft had even bigger and bolder plans for the film and TV space. It created an entire division called Xbox Entertainment Studios and had a number of projects in the works before it was closed down in 2014 as part of a wider restructuring. A little reporting on Axios here.
That's jumping the shark.
Okay,
or not jumping the shark. That's jumping train tracks.
Cool.
I want to talk to you about all this stuff because I'm excited that we're on it. I'm excited we're hosting, and I'm excited, of course, that I get to talk to you whenever video games and entertainment intersect. Because I think of, you and I, we look nothing alike. We act nothing alike. We don't have similar backgrounds. But I always think of me as the games guy, you as the TV film guy, right? And granted, you're the games guy. And granted, I know a lot about DCEU.
Yeah, I like it.
Like, other shit I don't. So, like, this is always an interesting one for me of what's your read on this situation? Because as the games guy, as Xbox, it feels like they've got their shit together. They feel like this was a great showcase, right? This was a great SGF for them of like, listen, Redfall was a mistake. We know we slipped on some dates. We know Halo Infinite was a problem, but look what we're doing now. Look what we have now. Look what we're planning now. Look at this. We want a first-party game a quarter. Like, I feel like the game side of Xbox is so bright, but I feel like I personally don't want to hear them talking about film and TV yet.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Yeah. So I want to take a real quick tangent here,
please,
about me and you looking alike. I need to tell this story.
Sure.
Okay, one of my favorite things that happened at Summer Game Fest. We were at the Xbox Mixer, and a lot of cool people there. I knew a lot of them, didn't know a bunch of them as well. And these two women came out to me, like, we're having a great conversation. Like, they're a little bit like new to the industry. Like, they come from more of the tech side, and they're like just trying to get the lay of the land and talk to people. They play games and stuff, but they don't watch content. They don't know any of that stuff. But they're like, hey, like, who do we need to talk to, whatever. And I'm having a great conversation with them, maybe like a 30-minute conversation. And they have no idea who I am, period. And that's fine. Cool. Having a great conversation there. Eventually, one of them goes, wait a minute. I think I recognize you. And I was like, I don't think you do. And she's like, no. Like, I think I do. And I was like, oh, well, I podcast and stuff. You might have seen me on the internet or whatever. She's like, no. You hosted something. And in my mind, I'm like, there's no way she's thinking about anything.
Reveal event.
Like, no way. I was like, we'll see where we go. She's like, and I as she was saying that, I was like, there's a lot of people that look like me. Like, I get it. It's not me. And she's like, you host DICE, right? And I was like, out of all the bearded white dudes, you chose my bearded white dude? Like, what are the chances of this? But anyway, I just thought that was absolutely hilarious.
As I told you in the morning meeting today, we can say all that and that's fine. But when we were doing live reacts on Sunday, Ben did walk into the room, look at the TV, and go, Dad, and then he pointed at you and went, Tim.
Which is crazy. All of that's absolutely wild. Anyway, getting back to it here.
Talking about Matt Booty and Xbox.
Yeah, Matt Booty and Xbox.
You and me talking about ourselves.
So I'm with you, and I'm not. I think that.
Well, I know my position is the incorrect business position.
It's more just that I think we're in a different place than we were in the 2013 era of Xbox, and I know that there's still
TV, Call of Duty.
There's a lot you can look at here. Exactly. Where it's like, all right, Xbox still needs to deliver the goods. Redfall is unfortunate, no matter what way you shake it, of like, none of us wanted that to be the case, whether you're Xbox or whether you're a gamer out there. It's like, we wanted that to be the start of the wins and the hits. And again, Hi-Fi Rush, we can't not talk about that enough. Like, that was a major, major win for Xbox. A surprise, a great game, a new IP that we now know is going to get sequels and stuff. It's just great. They had that win. But then it's a little bit wind out of the sails when Redfall has all the issues that it had. But then Xbox has this amazing showcase that, like, look, in a couple of years, I might still be talking about Domino's. And I really hope that's not the case. Looking at this showcase, I truly believe, God, how many times could you go back in time and find
snapshot this?
But the difference is, we've never had a showcase like this. This showcase had so many games with dates or not dates. I think it's the
2024 going to be
Xbox's
year.
Perfect amount of things where it's like, oh, you can totally see exactly how this is going to play out. This feels like when PlayStation Showcase for PS5 announced all the two of them that they did in 2020, announced all their games. Where I keep talking about phase 1 of PS5. This looks like the phase of Xbox Series, right?
Sure.
And I believe in it. I don't know that they're all going to hit. I know that they believe that they are going to. They want them to. I do think my prediction is that more hit than don't when it comes to the Xbox games we saw that showcase and them coming out. So with all that said, I think we're also in a very different place when it comes to TV and movie adaptations of video games, where we've had so many wins recently. I don't even need to name them. We've had that conversation. There is the reality that some of the misses include Halo.
Sure.
And miss, I think, can be kind of a weird one with that, because the show still did well. It's just the gamers didn't love it as a whole. Some people did, but I'd say overall that's not really the case. So I do think there's still this point of finding the right partners to be able to do these stories and characters and justice. And I think that can happen simultaneously away from the game development. And like Matt's saying here, it's like they're different teams. It's different stuff. I don't think that this is them getting ahead of themselves too much. Xbox has IP. If anything, they have IP, right? They have characters. They have things people care about. And they're only going to get more and more and more as these acquisitions continue to happen. I feel like they're working on the games. I believe that they're going to actually happen. I think that this stuff you're going to be behind if you're not doing this as well. And I think Xbox, Microsoft is big enough that they can do both of those things.
Sure. Interesting. Yeah, I think, you look at this TV lineup, and again, we're talking about, or, entertainment lineup, I guess. We talk about Halo missing in terms of, it wasn't a cultural moment. Halo, I'm sure, even though it hadn't happened yet, but they wanted Halo to have a Last of Us moment. They wanted it to be, that big, because there was a time when Halo was that big. I remember when Halo 2, Halo 3, like these were like, the world stopped, midnight launches. It's all IGN would talk about when I was reading it, and then when I was writing for it and all these different things, like that was the fucking moment, right? And I feel like they've been trying to get back to that moment, both in terms of games and in terms of the show and in terms of just the IP. And it's similar to what I was talking about the other day on this show with, who was it, Barrett? Blessing, yeah, when we were having the conversation about would you want another Gears of War? Like, you know what I mean? We're talking about this studio maybe doing something, and what if they did the Gears of War IP and yada, yada, yada. And it's such a fine line to walk of how do you feed that fire without squashing it? How do you not, overload it with stuff that just doesn't go anywhere? And so I do wonder about, like, a middling Halo show isn't helping the Halo IP that's already, not doing well as a video game, I feel.
Yeah. I mean, I think that there's a bunch of very important points you're bringing up there, where the expectations for The Last of Us are very different than the expectations for Twisted Metal and the damage it can do to the brand. And Last of Us knocked it out of the park and succeeded.
Yeah.
Whereas Twisted Metal can be as bad or as good. Like, it's not going to hurt Twisted Metal as a brand.
Yeah.
Like,
Twisted Metal, the brand is the brand. Like, what is it?
What
is it going to be?
Halo needed to be better in both the game side and
100%.
the TV side. And I think that, and also needed to be more authentic. I can't stress enough how wild it is that they didn't properly use the Halo music in the Halo show. Last of Us did. Mario did. Those things worked. Those things had to be good, and they were good for what they were achieving, because the IP means so much to so many people, and then they delivered that. Halo did not deliver Halo to the people looking for Halo.
Yeah.
And you can say that for the game and the show in very, very different ways. But I feel like when we talk about some of the other things like Gran Turismo coming up, like that's a very different movie than like the game. And even then, it's no matter the quality of Gran Turismo is not going to tarnish the game.
I bet Gran Turismo, the movie, is the first Gran Turismo property I like. You know what I mean? And that's not knocking the quality of the games. I'm just not a sim racer guy. Why would I ever care? Whereas I look at that movie, I'm like, that seems fun.
It enhances if it's good, it enhances the IP. If it's bad, doesn't affect you at all. And I think that's the case for most people that are invested in video games.
Yeah.
The Xbox side of things, I think it's interesting. Like Gears of War, I think could be a pretty damn interesting movie. It could work if they do it authentically and if they actually deliver what people are expecting and want from a Gears of War. Minecraft is a totally different ball of wax. Minecraft is successful already. If Minecraft with Jason Momoa is as good as I hear Dungeons and Dragons is this year,
sure,
you got a win on your hands. And that's easier said than done, but it could be a Jumanji. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Minecraft doesn't need to be Last of Us or Mario even.
Has there been a synopsis for the Minecraft movie? IMDb says Minecraft 2025, the malevolent Ender Dragon sets out on a path to destruction, prompting a young girl and her group of unlikely adventurers to set out to save the overworld. Okay.
Yeah. I think that
Pedro Pascal, Steve in it? That's what IMDb says. I know you can edit IMDb like Wikipedia, so it doesn't count. But I'm just...
I don't know. There's definitely IP from Microsoft that I'd be interested in. A Hi-Fi Rush show could be pretty cool if they did it right. Animated, obviously. An Ori show would be so damn cool, even if it was like a short or an Ori movie. I would even take over that.
Yeah.
But again, like we're talking about stuff that like we're just everybody's rushing to find like the ways to make things bigger hits, and Nintendo and PlayStation right now are doing great jobs at it, especially Nintendo. You look at them with the theme park and the movies, win after win after win.
Yeah.
Xbox wants that. Of course
they do. Yeah, of course. I mean, you have IP there. And again, Video games for us are life. Video games for you, person watching or listening, are life, I assume, because you're listening to a daily video game news show. But there are so many people that have great memories of Halo 1 and Halo 2 LAN parties in their college dorm room, and then they went on to do whatever. And now they'd be stoked to see, oh my God, there's a great Halo TV show. You know what I mean? Gears of War being as old as Gears of War is, which is crazy to think. A great Gears of War movie, you played that on your 360 and never had another one, or played at a friend's 360, you'd want to go see that. Yeah.
I mean, my best friend Curran, Halo is his shit.
Yeah.
And I mean, every story you just told, I was right there with him. He even like went into 3, dropped off, didn't play 4, didn't play 5, didn't play any of those stuff. When the Halo show premiered, he hit me up. He's like, "Oh man, like, do you have Paramount Plus? Can I borrow your account? Because I need to watch this Halo show."
Yeah.
And then he watched like 3 episodes. He's like, "What the fuck is this shit, man?"
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
yeah.
I'm sorry, dude. I feel personally responsible for this for you. You know,
I could have stopped it, but I didn't stop it.
But then on the flip side of that, Last of Us. He loves Last of Us. He loved Last of Us. There's something there. Make something good. Make something authentic.
What do you think about Fallout?
I mean, Fallout means nothing to me. I don't play those games.
Okay.
I feel like Fallout needs to hit. It needs to be good. It can't just be like, oh, it's kind of like Fallout. Like, there's been web series for Fallout for years. Some of them very good.
Yeah.
This show needs to hit.
I hope it does. Like, I really like Walton Goggins. Like, you know, what Righteous Gemstones.
Yeah.
I know him. What is it?
Shield?
Sure. I was
Yeah,
going to
man.
say, I know him from Sons of Anarchy. That I remember his character in Sons of Anarchy. He was never like a main character, but he was like a co-star all the time. I think that might have been where I saw him first.
The
And
next Karate Kid.
I love Fallout, right? Stop doing his IMDb. I love Fallout. So I'm hopeful that this is a good one and interesting and does it. Of course, you always worry about this with budget. You know what I mean? Can they make it look good?
Yeah.
Can they do that thing? Because like even the Twisted Metal clip we saw, right? You're like, not only does the script not seem to work,
Twisted Metal.
this doesn't. I know, but I'm just saying.
But yeah, and again, I'm not even defending it. I'm just saying it's like you can look at Twisted Metal and it looks the way it does, and it is the way that it is, and you're just like, oh man, that sucks that isn't good. But who didn't see that coming? Whereas Fallout, it's like, man, this sucks. This isn't good.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
know?
You could do something really cool with this.
Yeah.
I don't know if not as a Twisted Metal I enjoyed guy. Like I've never felt the attachment. Like Twisted Metal as a show, I don't even know what you would do to make that anything like to compete with The Last of Us or whatever.
All jokes aside, because I know we've been joking a lot, I legitimately am a Twisted Metal guy. I love Twisted Metal. I grew up playing it. I played every iteration of it. I would rent the ones I didn't have from Blockbuster multiple times. I love Twisted Metal. The idea of it, the concept of it, like getting to the endings and all the stupid stuff. I was so in on the lore of Twisted Metal.
Calypso.
So I understand what we're getting here. And I'm just like, even then, I'm not actually excited to actually watch 10 episodes of this thing.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
If it was like, hey, it's like an hour-long thing, I'd be like, fuck it, let's go.
Yeah.
Like a movie I'd be way more interested in. But
I love Anthony Mackie, so my hope is Anthony Mackie can carry it.
yeah.
You know, Samoa Joe, friend of the show. He's just the body, I guess. Will Arnett does a funny voice.
Yeah. Cisco's
I'm with you.
involved.
Huh?
Cisco.
Well, his song apparently.
Mhm,
You know what I mean? Lord can only hope that that's a episode 1-2 teaser, the thong song thing, and then Cisco pops up by the end of it. But
Cisco
we
in
know
the first
Cisco
half.
very well, and I can tell you right now, Cisco cannot keep a secret. So I assume I would already know if that was the case. I love you, Cisco. I know you're listening to this. I love you.
I love that so much. But I forget the exact point I was making. Oh, Westworld. Is it the people that worked on Westworld are working on Fallout? I think that's the era we're in right now, where it's like Last of Us was only Last of Us because of the team working on it. And same thing can be said about Mario. And I feel like we're about to enter an era where the expectation for these shows is more prestige for bigger ones. And that's why things like Horizon or God of War, there's higher expectations. And I hope that they hit. But yeah, with all this Xbox stuff, I hope it works. I hope their games are good. I hope the shows are good. I hope the movies are good. But we'll have to wait and see.
We will have to wait and see, Tim.
And speaking of waiting and seeing, if you're not following us on patreon.com/kindoffunny, you're going to have to wait just a little bit longer for the rest of the news stories, because here is a word from our sponsors. This episode is brought to you by Amazon and Summer Game Fest. We are in an absolutely stacked year of video game releases, and you can find all of them on amazon.com/summergamefest. I hope that you found a spare few hundred hours to play all the amazing games that have come out this year already. Gamers have been eating good this year, but this is the only place you want to be Amazon.com/Summer Game Fest, because guess what? This summer, there's going to be even more exciting announcements coming through of so many more video games that are about to be on all of your favorite consoles, like Final Fantasy 16, Armored Core 6, Diablo 4, Street Fighter 6, Mortal Kombat 1, XO Primal, Assassin's Creed Mirage. The list goes on and on. You can go to Amazon.com/Summer Game Fest all summer long to discover the top new and upcoming games as soon as they go up for pre-order, or you can go check out the website now for everything you might have missed so far this year. Again, that's Amazon.com/Summer Game Fest for all of your video game needs. Today's episode is sponsored by PayPal Honey, the easy way to save when shopping on your iPhone or computer. But did you know it only takes a few seconds to get it? That means if you go to add it on your laptop or iPhone right now, you could be done before the ad read is even over. You know how good it feels to check something off of your to-do list, so hey, let's get to checking. Honey is the free shopping tool that scours the internet for promo codes and applies the best one it finds to your cart. So imagine you're shopping on one of your favorite websites out there, and when you check out, the Honey button appears, and all that you have to do is click apply coupon. Kind of Funny's been using Honey for years. It's literally saved us thousands of dollars on tech, food, costumes, ton of stuff. Honey doesn't just work on desktop. It works on your iPhone too. You just activate it on Safari on your phone, and you get to save on the go. Getting Honey seriously only takes a few seconds, and by getting it, you'll be doing yourself a solid and supporting this show. Get PayPal Honey for free at joinhoney.com/kindafunny. That's joinhoney.com/kindafunny. We all love gobbling up content, and we have an understanding of what subscriptions we use. Or do we? Do you know how much your subscriptions really cost? Most Americans think they spend around $80 a month on subscriptions when the actual total is closer to $200. That's right. You could be wasting hundreds of dollars each and every month on subscriptions you might not even know about. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and it helps lower your bills all in one place. Rocket Money has saved some of us here at Kinda Funny a ton of money, and it can help you too. Rocket Money also helps you manage all your finance in one place, and it automatically can help categorize your expenses so you can easily track your budget in real time. Stop throwing your money away, cancel unwanted subscriptions, and manage your expenses the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/kindafunny. That's rocketmoney.com/kindafunny. One more time, rocketmoney.com/kindafunny. Rocket Money, kinda funny. Continuing this story, reporting on Axios, confident in Halo Infinite sequel. Xbox Game Studios boss Matt Booty has commented on the future of Halo amid Halo Infinite's troubled start, layoffs at 343 Industries, and some of the top talent departing. Matt Booty told Axios that he feels confident in the leadership team in place at 343 right now, but wouldn't confirm if a Halo Infinite sequel or any new Halo games are now in development. That being said, Booty said, the team that got us here is probably not the same team that's going to take us forward. 343 was impacted by Microsoft's wider layoffs earlier this year. Beyond that, top talent like Joseph Staten, Frank O'Connor, Bonnie Ross, David Ellis, and more have left the company.
David Ellis leaving.
Seems like a little bit of a non-story here, you know. But
I figure since Matt Booty's making the rounds, we toss it in.
Oh
there.
yeah, for
you
sure.
know, and I don't mean this as an offense to Matt Booty. I mean this is just getting interviewed about anything, especially HR related, especially for looking down the line in the crystal ball. You have to be like this, right?
Oh
like, yeah. There's troubles, and we're gonna do the thing, and it's not gonna be the same team, but they're gonna go. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So looking at that, we'll see when we see Halo again in a proper way. It probably is going to be quite a while. But yeah, I don't know.
Are you ready for more Halo? Do you want more Halo?
Mean, like, yes and no, right? Like, I want Halo to be back and good. I don't know that that's possible. Like, there's this weird thing that happens a lot with franchises where the more swings you take, it makes it harder for a thing to be good eventually, because even the good idea isn't a bad thing.
Yeah.
And I talk about this a lot with Transformers, the film franchise. There's moments in almost all those movies that I would say nailed it.
Yeah.
But they're surrounded by so much shit that even by the time you get to the good ones, Bumblebee being an example, Bumblebee can't use Megatron and Starscream because they already did that 5 fucking times.
Yeah.
So then you still have to deal with some stuff that's like, oh man, this isn't right. I think Halo is well into that territory where even though they got a lot of things right here and there, they messed up a lot of other things along the way.
Yeah.
So it's only a taller and taller hurdle to get over to get it right.
Just reset, man.
But
Blow it all up.
yeah,
Come back.
But even then, that's hard to, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Like getting that secret sauce of what does going back mean? What is that special thing? I don't know, but I would.
Do
love
you
that.
think they can ever get back to the special thing? Because as an outsider who never had an attachment to Halo, to see it flounder as it has in recent iterations, right? I would think your best bet would be to release a. And I know that there's the rumor of this and yet, or maybe the battle royale, right? There's been is it certain Affinity, or am I screwing that up? Yeah. Certain Affinity doing a battle royale, right? I would say you launch that and you make it look, in quotes, and feel like Halo multiplayer, right? That's what you're focusing on. That's the kind of experience you do. That's free to play. That's there. It's a standard thing on your Xbox, yada, yada, yada. And then I would say if you want to make Halo keep going, you blow it all up. You say we're starting fresh and we're going and telling a new story where Master Chief does take off his helmet. And this is the person who's been cast as Master Chief. And I'm not even like doing that for shock value. I'm saying like, let's make it a modern game in the way God of War is now a modern game in terms of storytelling and what you're doing with it. And have Halo be an Xbox first-person narrative. It is cinematic. It is Star Wars. It is a shooter move. It's all these things that you want it to be gritty and this, and it's dirty walls. And that way you can do the Halo story the way you want to do it and not be beholden to things that have come before and have to worry about reach and worry about ODST and worry about like all this other stuff. And just like, we are starting from scratch and that's this. And then if you just want to play Halo, here's the free thing on Game Pass that's on xCloud that's there that Current can jump in and play and feel like he knows what it is. Toggle the visuals between classic Halo, whatever any Halo you want it to look like, kind of shit. That, and again, I'm speaking out of turn, I know, but you got Blood Gulch and you got the thing, and
you're pitching the dream for me. Like totally, I would love that. That just seems very.
Phil's probably never thought of it, but he'll hear this and he'll think of it
probably.
And go that way.
Yeah, just make the God of War of Halo.
Easy. You know what I mean?
We fixed it. Come on, all those thumbnails asking how to fix Halo, we just fucking solved it. Story number 2. Top Nintendo Switch piracy subreddit banned after 3 years.
Got him!
Comes from Wes Fenlon at VC Gamer. The most prominent subreddit devoted to discussions of Nintendo Switch piracy, as well as emulation, was banned on Tuesday after more than 3 years on the platform. The community was first created in May 2020, and as of June 10th, its latest snapshot of the Wayback Machine, it had accrued more than 69,000 members. In recent weeks, the subreddit had grown dramatically and may have become too high profile for its controversial subject matter. It had just over 37,000 members on May 1st when I reported that The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom had leaked onto pirate sites. Over the last month and a half, r/new Yuzu piracy became the de facto home for discussions centered around modding Tears of the Kingdom, at least for players who pirated the game. As I wrote before the game's official launch, it was a messy situation for emulation developers who usually take great care to distance themselves from any public connection to piracy. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit here. Considering the brazen name, it seems strange that the Reddit's banning of r/new Yuzu piracy is taking this long. According to the message that now appears in place of its subreddit, it was banned due to a violation of Reddit's content policy against creating or repurposing a sub to reconstitute or serve the same objective as a previously banned or quarantined subreddit. A replacement may quickly pop up in its wake. This has happened before. Clearly, whatever Reddit's content moderation priorities are, actually banning duplicate subreddits isn't high on the list. Shit's been running rampant, Greg Miller. I don't know if you've noticed this in any of the 7 Seas around you.
No, you know me. I play about fast and fair. So it wasn't until somebody we know came in and was like, yeah, I did this when I'm playing Tears of the Kingdom now on PC. And I'm like, how the hell are you doing that? And I'm like, oh, this, that, and the other. I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah. Interesting.
Nobody.
And I turned him in.
Yeah.
FTC came and got him. You know what I mean? Picked him right up off the streets. Dead.
Nintendo snipers.
It's one of those of, I think, obviously the internet has places for this, and this is going to exist, and it's always going to be out there. And I think most of the time, as they're talking about here, like, you just don't worry about it because it's such a small group that's going to go do that and chase that kind of thing. But when you release Tears of the Kingdom, when you release this gigantic game that has dominated every form of social media, it brought every person who's ever even touched a controller out of the woodwork to want to play this game, the experiences they're having, all these different things. That's when this becomes a bigger thing, right? When they're like, hey, how can I go find a better frame rate? Hey, can I get this somewhere else? How can I emulate it? Da-da-da. That's when people are like, okay, well, now you're searching the wrong things. Yeah. Now we're going to come find you and stop you.
100%. Yeah, Tears of the Kingdom, it's good. Can be better.
Yeah.
Greg. Yeah. It can be better. That's the saddest thing for me with all of this. Seeing it run 4K and all these like illegal things.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It is
Stunning.
gorgeous. Yeah.
Absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
But yeah, totally all this stuff makes sense. The whole piracy world, very complicated. At the end of the day, it's wrong. There's no way around that.
You wouldn't steal a car.
You wouldn't steal a car. But, you know, I definitely have been in a different era of my life, and I very fondly remember the PSP emulation days and things like that. But guess what? That tanked the PSP.
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
and it's like,
technically, I mean, like PlayStation take the PSP. You know what I mean? Like in some regards, maybe emulation gave PSP a longer life cycle because people were buying PSPs. But I hear what you're saying.
Yeah. I mean, there's like an actual connection and correlation between the PSP's like software sales and then when it was jailbroken and then how it went down. And like that's when developers stopped supporting things like that and whatever. And hey, we're all in different places
PSP,
now
what
in
a
our lives.
handheld.
Oh
God, I love the PSP.
God, I love that thing.
Rock
Perfect
and
size
unplugged. Let's
D-pad,
go.
perfect size face buttons. It's all we want, everybody. It's all we want.
Can I interest you in a Project Q? What if I took
No, not
a
really.
DualSense and split it in half and put a screen?
Oh, actually, yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Thank you.
I can't wait to hold one.
Me too.
Although, I know we're already going long on this, Greg. And I know I've already talked a million times about this. The DualSense Edge, everybody. What a dream of
I'm playing a game for review right now, and I started into it, and like I did the thing of like, man, using the face buttons a lot. Do I want to get the Edge out and do it? And then I was like, it's all the way over there. So I just kept playing. But I thought about it for a second.
I love it.
Yeah.
It is so good getting those. I finally switched out the like paddles for the little like nubs
Yeah.
in the back. Oh, it feels so good. Love the weight of this thing. But goddamn, this battery life, Greg. Like it is just so ridiculous how often I need to charge this damn thing. Oh.
I mean, that's why the controller or the case has the thing you flip down, you plug it in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Every couple hours.
Plus, I mean, professional gamers, you know what I mean? Like they're out there with the low latency. They're just always jacked into the matrix anyway with it.
Jack it up, everybody. Yeah. Story number 3.
I like my pretty controllers.
Dan Houser's new studio. This comes from Brendan Sinclair at gamesindustry.biz. 3 years after leaving Rockstar Games, Dan Houser has resurfaced with a new operation with Absurd Ventures. Quote, we're building Absurd Ventures to create new universes and to tell great stories wherever and however we can. Houser said of the company, which is working to make IP in a variety of media. Houser's looking to have Absurd Ventures write stories for video games, live action shows, animation, books, graphic novels, and scripted podcasts. The company's based in Santa Monica, California, and carries the tagline, finally, an American institution everyone can hate. Houser took an extended hiatus from Rockstar Games in the spring of 2019, and parent company Take-Two Interactive announced his formal departure in March of 2020. Houser co-founded Rockstar and worked as a writer and VP of creative on the company's biggest hits, including GTA and Red Dead Redemption. While this is the first we've heard directly from Absurd Ventures, the company's existence was revealed in 2021 when incorporation papers identified it as Absurd Ventures in Games. I like the name.
Absurd Ventures? Yeah, for
Fun.
sure. You know, I think when you think of what GTA was before GTA Online, right? Changed everything. Absurd is there, right? I mean, Dan Houser, the Houser brothers, what they were making was always satirical. It was always poking fun at whatever, you know, time period they were going for, whatever, you know, the trends at the time were that they were going for. And so, yeah, I'll be interested to see what they do here. You know, you hope that I'll be interested to see if it starts with smaller, faster games. You know what I mean? Obviously, GTA's take so long, period. Not even talking about what's been happening since GTA 5 launched on the PlayStation fucking 3. But in general, like, you know what I mean? Like, GTA's used to be fast annual, right? Like, there was those moments where we were getting them nonstop in college. And then even before that, if you go to Grand Theft Auto or Grand Theft Auto 2, you're talking about a top-down game, right? That was still packed with the same kind of humor and, like, commentary, but a way simpler game from that top-down perspective that you drove all over him. I'm interested to see what he's going to have up his sleeve this time around.
Absolutely, taking a little tangent there based on what you're saying. There's been a really interesting conversation happening around Final Fantasy because 16's coming out.
Sure.
And how wild it is to think that Final Fantasy 7 happened in 97. There was 1 year off of 98. And then 8, 9, 10 were annual. And that included a console from PS1 to PS2 jump.
Yeah.
It's so wild. And like, that was a time where a little before I was like actively into stuff. Like, I think my first issue of EGM actually was the Final Fantasy 7 review.
That's awesome.
So like, I really, from the beginning of that era, was like invested in at least reading about it, but I didn't play until 10. But and as much as I know about the history and going back and all that stuff, I wasn't there. So there's a lot of stuff that I wasn't really fully ingrained into my brain. So seeing all these Twitter threads of people that were like kind of just dropping knowledge and stuff, like Del Walker, who, if you don't follow Del Walker on Twitter, you're messing up, man. He is so cool, has such great insight into video games, has such like amazing historical knowledge of and perspective on games and stuff. And I'm always learning stuff from him. I didn't know Final Fantasy X being one of my favorite games ever. Like I did not know that it was based on this original concept called 17 that is very similar to the story of 10, but like with a couple major differences. And there's like actual concept art for it, and like there's all this cool stuff. I ended up going down a rabbit hole. Anyway, I just think it's really cool, like looking back at the history of those games being essentially annualized and as big and iconic as they are, and the quality of those games being so high. You look at the Grand Theft Autos and how high those the quality of those games are, and then all the conversations from Matt Booty interviews here about video games are taking 6 to 10 years to make.
Yeah.
And that just being the standard. And we're talking about Grand Theft Auto, we're talking about Final Fantasy, looking how big the gaps are between the core titles. Like, we don't even have an idea when GTA 6 is coming out. Like, for real.
For real.
And that's like, do you think that there's a chance that GTA 6 doesn't even make it this generation?
Man, I say no. I feel even though GTA Online is such a huge success and huge cash cow, I think Take-Two would definitely want them to get this out. And I'm sure Rockstar also wants to. Like, you know, one of the things from both the Matt Booty conversations about, you know, games taking longer, Corey Barlog talking about how long games take. You talk about these development teams that you get into video game development to make video games. And so if you're going to just get there and work on something nonstop and never be able to reveal it, never be able to get it out, and never like that, it's going to atrophy. You're going to lose people to that grind and get them out there to one where they can actually go make a game and put a game out. And so, no, I think we're overdue already, and so I think it has to happen this generation.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing too is like you're gonna want that the amount of consoles out there. You're gonna want to be able to sell the sequel to the biggest game of all time to as many people as possible. So.
And it's that same thing as always, right? Of like, you know, launching it this generation, as they've already proven, doesn't mean you don't get to get it in PS6, PS7, whatever you're gonna do, whatever their new online would be. However, they're changing that stuff.
Yep, absolutely. Story number 4: you can pre-order Spider-Man 2 today. This is borrowed from IGN here.
That hero can save us.
I want to watch Across the Spider-Verse one more time, Greg.
Okay, I want to watch The Flash again, so we can drive to the theater together and go to different theaters.
I like that. 3 editions here. Standard, $70. Deluxe, Digital Deluxe, $80, which comes with Spider-Man 2 Digital Deluxe Edition, the copy of the game, pre-order bonus, plus the following extras. 5 unique suits for Peter, 5 unique suits for Miles, additional photo mode items, 2 skill points. Get fucked. Collector's edition, $230. The collector's edition is $230. It comes with all those other things, some physical items, including a 19-inch collector's edition statue, steelbook case, digital items. Again, same 2 skill points.
This is exclusive. The statue collector's edition, $230 is exclusive to PlayStation Direct.
Got it. Pretty damn cool statue.
Yeah.
I'm not a big statue guy, but that one's cool.
It's always the same thing. That is a cool statue, and what is the build quality of it?
Oh, yeah.
When I get out of the box, am I dealing with some 3D printed plastic, or has that got a nice feel to it? Is it $230 worth of feel?
I love the suits that they're dropping for this one. Like these like hooded ones
Yeah.
are so free. What is your favorite suit in Insomniac?
See, the hooded ones are weird to me. These feel more like almost Batman Arkham type of suits.
Well, I was going to jump in, too, on that before we jump over that and be like, yeah, none of these turn me on.
Really?
None of these do I look at and go, yeah, that's what I want. What are the other ones? The one Chris Anka worked on the other ones, the capeless ones, right?
Yeah.
Or at least one of them for the capeless one.
Yeah, I believe Chris worked on the encoded suit, that black and yellow
Yeah,
one in the bottom.
yeah, that's right. That tracks.
It's dope.
And even those I look at and I'm like, all right, cool. Oh, well, what is that? The Spider-Man. What is this? Store. A monkey suit? What's that? What's top row? 4 over.
Stone monkeys.
Stone monkey suit from out here. I'm like, that kind of looks different and neat. What's the one next to him there? It's like a Spider-Punk, but it's not Spider-Punk.
Apocalyptic.
Apocalyptic?
Cool.
See, all of these, like the ones that are like, and correct me if I'm wrong, chat, please, you're wrong. I know we said we were going to pitch a perfect game, but leave it up, please. I look at these, and these are original creations for the most part. If you can toss them back up, Barrett. Like, I'm not. These aren't jumping off the page as Spider-Man iconic suits I remember. And for me personally, that's how it always comes down. Where it's like, when they made like the stealth suit or whatever in Spider-Man PS4, I was like, cool. I don't want that. I want the ones that speak to me as a Spider-Man fan. So like,
Yeah.
What did I use the most in Insomniac? I used the basic one as soon as I could. Like, as soon as I could get out of the white spider and get into the traditional Spider-Man suit, I did, and probably played pretty much the whole way through with that. It was then when they added, then they had the cell-shaded one, the Ninja Spider-Man. I used that a lot. When I came back and did another playthrough for whatever, I was using the Into the Spider-Verse Spider-Man.
Peter B. Parker.
Yeah, Peter B. Parker. I enjoyed that quite a bit.
I
Eventually,
used
remember they did that.
MCU's,
They did that
suits a lot.
cell-shaded. One that wasn't the Ninja Spider-Man, that was like the '60s cartoon or with the dots on it. You know what
That
I'm
was
talking
core
about?
game, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I know it's core game. I can't remember the title of it, but I used that one a lot too when I unlocked.
I
that
love that one.
Yeah.
That was.
What about you?
That was my favorite for Peter Parker, but my favorite from any of the games so far. And like honestly, I think my favorite Spider-Man suit period is the Miles 2020 suit that they had in Insomniac with like the digital face thing, and the headphones, and the sick ass bomber jacket and stuff. I'm like, that is fucking awesome.
For Miles, I used the one with him in the scarf and the hat and the earmuffs a lot.
I've looked into getting a cosplay of that one.
Oh, wow.
Before, and I was like, I might do it one day.
Wow.
I might do it, Greg.
And then Barrett, what did you say your favorite was?
I liked using the MCU suits for Peter in the first one.
Yeah.
Especially because they had like multiple of them. And then for Miles, I honestly for Miles is when I went over to Into the Spider-Verse a lot.
Sure.
Hell yeah. Couldn't get the Jordans though. I always hate that. We're not
So close.
ones. Story number 5, CD Projekt is adding legendary Witcher sword to Cyberpunk 2077. This comes from Ryan Dinsdale. They're adding the legendary Witcher themed sword through its upcoming Phantom Liberty expansion, announced on GOG.com. Anyone who pre-orders Phantom Liberty has their GOG account, which is CD Projekt's version of Steam, connected, will be rewarded with a series of goodies depending on which other game they've played. Those who own Witcher 3 Wild Hunt get a red and brown leather hoodie for V to dress up in that looks sort of like a 2077 version of the School of the Cat armor. These players will also be awarded the Gwynblade sword, which is reminiscent of Erendite from the original Witcher and the third game's Blood and Wine expansion. Gwynvold is also Geralt's, I don't fucking know, dude.
Geralt.
This is one of these
Geralt.
things I hate. I get so
It's Gerald.
I know I can just kind of rush through the Gwynvold sword.
Yeah,
No one's
yeah.
really going to correct me. And here's his name. I'm like, I don't know how to say it. I get
Geralt.
stressed out, Greg.
Yeah. Geralt.
Geralt.
You got it.
Not going to remember it. Never have, never
It's
will.
okay. You don't need to. Don't worry.
The nickname in Elder Speech, which translates to White Wolf. Jerry. I'm going to call him Jerry. Thanks, Vic Rattler. My boy Jerry. Story. Oh, do you have anything there? Yeah, cool. for
Cool.
you?
Fine. That's great. I'm not going to link any of that stuff up. I'm just excited to play Phantom Liberty when it drops.
It looks pretty damn cool,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Story number 6. Skyrim Granny is not in Starfield and will never play it.
Read it because it's you remember this? You remember the
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I was like, when I saw this headline, I was like, yeah, I didn't expect her to be in it, but why will she never play it? And I don't think they even answer it.
This comes from Joseph Yaden at GameSpot. Shirley Curry, a.k.a. Skyrim Grandma, won't be making an appearance in the upcoming Starfield. The 87-year-old YouTuber who will be featured in The Elder Scrolls 6 as an NPC confirmed she wasn't contacted about being in Bethesda's upcoming space RPG. Quote, they never contacted me to be in Starfield, so I'm not.
Keep going.
Also, I will never play it.
Done. That's the end. And then the article goes on as if that's not a fucking crazy thing to say.
I mean, maybe she's just not into space. You
That's
know?
fine, but I mean, I would have a follow-up comment or question. You know what I mean? Like, I would be like, wait, Shirley Curry, why? Does she follow me? Can I DM her? Can I get Shirley Curry?
During the recent Starfield Direct, Bethesda made a reference to a character named Grandma, leading to speculation that Curry may be featured in the game. Though, as relayed by Games Radar, Curry said, quote, someone called Grandma may just be a nod to me, which would be sweet. Good for you, Grandma. Good for you.
This is going to be a guaranteed 3 out of 10 without her.
Yeah, damn, you're right. Has nobody thought about
Shirley
that?
Curry on YouTube.
I don't give a shit how many sandwiches I can put on my spaceship. If there's no Skyrim grandma, I'm out, man.
Yeah. Space Grandma.
She did a vlog in September. Oh, she did it here. My writings in book number 1, Kingdom Far Far Away. I forget. Does YouTube now allow you to leave video like responses? Remember that was
I
something
think
that
they took that away.
Oh. Even if I'm gonna check real quick. You can go and do your thing.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna check on the app if I can do it.
Yeah. YouTube allowing video responses, Greg. That was so long ago.
I never
Where would I look?
It's easy, Tim. You go to the list of official upcoming software on all 3 platforms, and everything else is listed by the IGN editors each and every day. Kind of funny, beyond whatever.
Did you see Ben yesterday?
My son? Yeah, I saw Ben.
Ben Starr.
Oh yeah, I saw him too.
crush that
Oh yeah, no, I didn't.
without
see that,
even
yeah.
looking at the script.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. Because he did the thing where he had the paper script in front of him
Yeah.
and he looked down at it and then he just started doing it. And then I looked at it and it was like he wasn't even on the right page.
What a man.
Wow. Out today, Stay Out of the House on everything. Alchemist Cutie on PS4, 5, and Switch. Park Beyond on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X. Chess Gambit on Xbox One and Series X. F123 on everything except Switch. Shark Pinball on Xbox and Xbox Series X. Guardians of Home on PC via EA. Some new dates for you. Fire Emblem is coming to GBA Switch Online expansion pack on June 22nd. Greg, a little fun fact for you. This is the first ever localized Fire Emblem. The first time Fire Emblem made its way to America. This is Fire Emblem 7 on the Game Boy Advance. And this one features Roy and Lynn, characters that you might know from Super Smash Bros.
Our boy Roy.
Our boy Roy, exactly. Lynn was an assist trophy. But anyways, this was, I was so excited about giving this game a shot. And I ended up renting it, and I hated it. Absolutely
Really?
hated it. And I was like, oh man, because Roy was my main in Melee.
Okay.
So I was like, oh man, I'm so bummed that I'm finally playing these games and I don't like this at all. It wasn't until Path of Radiance on the GameCube with Ike that I played through. I was like, wow, Fire Emblem's actually one of my favorite franchises of all time. A couple years ago, Tim, you're a fucking moron. So I'm excited to give this one another shot. I haven't played it since that fateful day.
All right, great news, everybody. Surely the Skyrim grandma still has 1.22 million subs, right? But she doesn't seem to be like super crazy popular anymore. Like people are really there. So there's just 31 comments on our most recent vlog, and she is answering them. So I've posted, "Hi Shirley, we're talking about you not being in Starfield on Kind of Funny Games Daily. We have a follow-up question. Why will you never play Starfield? Thank you, Greg."
Doing the reporting. Hold on here.
I'm doing the legwork that GameSpot is afraid to do.
This better be the headline for Monday, Greg.
People in the chat are
it's your
telling me that
deadline.
it's not Roy, it's Roy's dad. You're telling me this man on the box art is not Roy? That's Roy's dad? I need to play this.
You got it now.
That's Roy. That's my boy.
That's your boy Roy right there.
Spitting
My boy's father.
Spitting image of his father, you know?
Wow. They don't make them like they used to. Deals of the day for you. This comes from GameSpot. With Marvel's Spider-Man 2 releasing on October 20th, now is a great time to revisit the first entry in the series. Oh my God. More like Roy's his boy. Mr. Showtime. Hey! With Marvel's Spider-Man 2 releasing October 20th, it's now a great time to revisit the first entry in the series. And if you're interested in playing it on PC, Newegg, damn, I haven't thought about Newegg in way too long, everybody. Has a stellar deal on Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered Steam keys. You can snag a Steam key for only $30 today only. If you want PC Spider-Man, $30. You got to go over to Newegg and enter promo code SSZCTA622.
Pull your car over and write this down.
I'll put it in the description.
If you missed out on that deal, Fanatical selling the game without any codes for $35 until next Wednesday. Now, Greg, it's time to go to You're Wrong. Let's see how we did.
I'm excited. I'm nervous.
We just fucking nailed it.
Yeah?
We actually fucking nailed it. There's only two things that are just saying that we're right.
Okay.
So I want to read them.
Okay, sure.
Just because we're so damn right.
You're right. Welcome to You're Right. a new
Welcome to
segment.
You're Right. Hi, my name is Ro. Says Final Fantasy annualized on PS1. Tim mentioned 789 being almost annual, skipping 98. He's right. But the spin-off Final Fantasy Tactics came out in 98. So 4 straight years of Final Fantasy bangers on PS1, 5 with X on PS2. I love that. Yeah, that's fantastic. Tactics, I can't wait for a remake. That's one of my biggest blind spots in Final Fantasy, in tactic games, in everything. And there's no way I don't absolutely love it. So excited for that. And then Kebab says, Greg's correct. All the pre-order suits are original designs.
Great. Thank you very much, Kebabs.
Yeah. So cool.
Now we just keep refreshing Shirley's video. Wait for her to
Just
respond to
hoping
me.
for the best here.
I've already got a thumbs up. Well, that's great. So I'm getting close.
Yeah. She's replying to you?
No, I mean, so many thumbs up. You know how YouTube works. It's not favorited by the creator.
Gotcha.
It's just thumbs up.
So wait, in your head, you just left a comment on her last video, and you think She saw that immediately, or she's going to see it in the next couple of
thumbs
minutes,
up.
and then she's going to be like, "Oh fuck, that's such a good question. I need to make a vlog right now."
No, Barrett. I expect her in the next few minutes to see the comment and just write out why she's not going to play Starfield.
Gotcha.
I don't expect to make content for Shirley. Shirley, if you want to make the content, I'm all about it. Go ahead, put it up on the TikTok. Do whatever you got to do.
All right.
I'm trying.
Right.
She's been responding to comments, like I said. I'm seeing stuff in here. A lot of thank yous.
Gotcha.
From 2 hours ago. I think that's just when she did her last pass of her comments.
So, Greg,
Let her have lunch. She'll probably get back to it after lunch.
are you?
Well, she's in
curious?
Ohio, so again,
Yeah, 2 p.m.
time zones.
Late lunch.
You think she's having a 2 p.m. lunch?
Yeah, old people, man. You never know.
No, I mean, when I had a grandma, she would eat dinner at like
Oh,
4:35.
yeah,
You're getting too close to dinner time to have a 2 p.m. lunch.
Yeah.
Oh, I got 6 thumbs up. I'm going to be a star.
We're popping off
You know,
over here.
just because I'm going to thumbs my own comment up.
I
Now I
wonder,
have
if
7.
Do
I
it.
wonder if my grandma knows her, you know?
How close to? I don't know anything about Shirley other than she's a Skyrim grandma, but she lives in, or well, her PO box is in Lebanon, Ohio. How close is that?
Lebanon. Oof. I'm going to be honest, I've never fucking heard of Lebanon, Ohio.
You ever meet Drew Carey?
No.
No.
That surprises me. Not that I have. I just imagine that Greg Miller and Drew Carey have been in the same
feel
room
like-
before.
Well, I feel like there definitely would have been a point in Drew Carey's. And I mean, like you room maybe at an E3, we were all in the same, under the same roof kind of thing. But I feel like once he got that Price is Right gig, that put him in a new sphere and sector. That's what
Drew
I.
Carey's dope as shit. You see the recent stories about him?
No, but I've always thought he seemed pretty dope.
Seems like he's one of those guys that just like Mr. Rogers status. And
Oh, okay.
please don't tell me I'm wrong about this. I
Yeah,
don't
can we
want to be
not? Can we not
heartbroken, like-
immediately find out? No, actually, he murdered a bunch of kittens.
But Super has done a lot of really good things and like super cool and helpful and like not trying to get all the credit for it or whatever.
Sure.
But it's like with all the actor strike or not actor strikes, the writer strikes, all the strikes going on right now. He's going out there and paying for everybody's lunch and like consistently just being like, I'm paying for lunch for this stuff to the tune of like $50K a week.
Oh wow.
Like wild numbers. So hey, good
for
on
him
you.
for supporting. I've gotten word that Lebanon, Ohio is more near Cincinnati. That's the southern part of Ohio. I'm from Cleveland, which is the northern part. So yeah, we would have never crossed over with Skyrim grandma, unfortunately.
Greg, are you
Yeah.
curious on who's next week's Games Daily hosts are?
I am.
Then I'm gonna tell you.
Okay.
On Monday, it's you and Jill Grott from Indie Informer.
Hey.
Fun. Had a great time hanging out with her down at Summer Game Fest.
She interviewed me a long time ago. I liked her.
Yeah, this should be good. And then Tuesday, it's Blessing and Jerica Hanna from JK Games Podcast.
You might remember Jerica, of course, from when we did the community day of podcasting, where she invited me on her show, JK Games, and we talked there.
And then Wednesday, you're going to do Games Daily with her.
That's correct.
That's
Jerica
great.
saying 2 days in a row.
Hell yeah. And then Thursday, Bless and me. Friday, me and Bless. That should be fun.
That's a big
too.
week. That's a good
It's
week.
going to be a real good week.
All right. So far, 15 thumbs up on my Shirley comment. And then one response, not from Shirley, from Stuff and Things, who says, "Hi, Greg. I'm not Shirley, but I can vouch." I think is what they're trying to say. I can vogue her. And he says, "I can vogue for her that she doesn't suffer any fools. She's not playing unoptimized games, 60 frames a second or bust." I'm watching this right now, by the way. So now the kind of funny audience that's watching us live is in their comments.
Like, oh, they're only doing 30 frames per second. I'm fucking.
She's like, I almost
my
fell
foot
for this
down.
shit with Redfall. I'm not falling for it here.
Pixelated Soul corrects me. It's Groat, like goat. So Jill Groat from Indie Informer. And yeah, this has been Kind of Funny Games Daily. Each and every weekday live right here on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames and twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames. We run you through all the nerdy news you need to know. Remember, we're doing a fun little post show where you can super chat in and we'll answer your super chats. Everybody prepare yourselves. The stream that's happening after this post show is going to change people. And it all starts right now. Until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you.
I mean, you need a mic near it.
Nailed it. Crushed it.
Oh my God.
Ladies and gentlemen, on stage, the one, the only, the Hispanic heartthrob, Texas treat, Latino heat, clicking heads and ripping them shreds, the globe trotting, head shotting, rootin' tootin', 3-point shooting, nitro rifle from twitch.tv, Andy Cortez.
It's a big stream today, everybody. If you were a fan of the shenanigans that we had during our big Star Wars stream, we're all dressing up. We got a bunch of bits. We have a little cooking bit. You know,
I love how much food is in the fridge labeled
just
Zelda
a
stream.
lot of random
Me and
shit.
Nick went to Target yesterday to buy the stuff, and Nick Scarpino, y'all already knew this, unhinged as a human being.
Of course.
He's like, hey, we need some food that can stack on each other that people can eat. The suggestions he had for like what to put on a Lunchables type thing.
Yeah,
he's
it's
like,
gonna get gross.
He's like, yeah, but he wasn't even trying to be gross. He's like, oh, like let's get some popcorn, and I'm like, you want to get popcorn to put on a like Lunchable? Like that doesn't even make sense.
I mean, is this surprising from the man who fucking microwaves cheese? Just a bowl of cheese?
No, not at all.
Link, you must send in your super chats, Link, because the blood moon is rising. And we're also doing like, let's see, what kind of, we got Shokarina of Time.
That's nice. I like that.
We got the,
I like
the
that.
shot caller. It's Nick's first time playing Tears of the Kingdom. He's not starting right from the beginning, but we told him to save like we were like, don't leave the top island. Save that for stream. That's
got
a
it.
very
Beautiful.
magical
Gorgeous.
moment.
Great.
What else do we got? We got a Rock and Roll, which is just a little karaoke segment with a bunch of different songs planned.
It's
I've
still
heard you guys
rock
hit
and
certain
roll to
goals.
me.
I've heard you guys rehearsing these, and I love you so much.
Will
Are we
Canadian
going to be ruining some Zelda music?
will Canadian
And popular music. They will take down the video game music and the pop genres.
will Canadian rock triumvirate Rush make an appearance? Possible. Possible. So get your super chats in.
Oh,
Ask us
nice.
whatever questions y'all got for us.
I love it when a video game review embargo lines up with the show I want to put it on. The show's already there.
Oh, lovely,
I'm doing that little chef from the animated movie. You know?
Ratatouille?
I don't fucking know. No, whatever meme when you use you'll see it.
Get in your super chats, everybody, so we can support the stream and stream as long as we can. Because this stream might actually go pretty long if we push it.
Yeah.
Like we're thinking obviously we have a limit on it, but it'll go till 5 p.m. if you push it, and we're all there in that sweaty
whole day.
room. We got
room.
we got silly green screen bits. Will I also pop up on the screen somehow with the use of special effects? We contacted the people at Weta Workshop.
Whoa.
Weta Digital. They put
Chica
together
magic there.
They put together a $6,000 rig for us, so I could be on screen as Navi. And
I remember
gonna
for
guide
Shetta Pizza.
Nick.
Oh, that's horrifying.
Hey,
You just see
listen.
your face with little wings.
Maybe.
Oh my
Will
god.
your eyes be like your
Oh my
mouth is
God.
on like the body,
Are
but
we-
then your eyes are on the wings?
I think maybe my face is the whole body.
Oh,
Maybe
God.
I'm color. Maybe I'm blue. Who knows? We'll see.
Maybe.
Mara, thank you for your $5 super chat. You said Silk and Sword is absolutely breathtaking. This is from yesterday. But I'm going to read it anyway, Mara, because it's so cool. Downey Downerson says, "Hi, Mike. Sorry about the Rhea, brother." Oh yeah, we thought that Mike had diarrhea yesterday. We were doing the Final Fantasy demo. In the thick of it, Mike just all of a sudden goes, "I'll be back." Andy, take the controller. I'm like, where's he? What do you mean? Where is he going? Where could he? What are you doing right now? And then he was like, just had to get some water. I was like, just say that. Or I'll go get you. Like it was just such a. We're like, is he okay? I don't know. Like everybody was very, very worried.
Didn't he leave like right when a big moment happened?
Oh
in the
yeah.
demo?
Oh, it was like right. Yeah, we were like, let's just pause this. I guess. What the fuck? Sharma with a 110 rupees says Tim about to drop his Eminem diss track.
Yeah.
Buck and Stud $5 super chat says, love you guys, but just be New Game Plus on God of War Ragnarok, and I don't know, but I want Lucy Lawless as Faye. Ooh.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Oh God.
Oh, Lord.
There we go.
God.
Nick, did you cut the pants off the Link costume?
Hey, bro.
Okay.
I've lost one of my plants.
It
Can
did
you
not
go
come like
find
that.
it? Okay.
It did not come like that, Nick.
Hey, everyone, we're going to have a real fun time in about 30 minutes. We can't wait to see you guys. Lots of fun stuff playing.
Nick,
What-
can you get in the front?
Yeah,
I want to imagine. I want to imagine me. Oh my God.
Oh my god.
The legs.
The legs.
Look at his boxers cutting out of the hole. Like there's his underwear coming out.
I want to imagine me pick.
No, but the purple undies that I can see.
Don't pull the little skirt up.
You don't need to display the bulge.
Hike up your skirt a little more.
I'm imagining us picking up
Show
a
your
rock.
world to me.
And then like Mike's underneath. He's like, yeah, what's up, Brody?
Dude, Mike, it's just so fucking funny.
There was a great comment on the in one of the tweet threads. I was like that it was like a quote from Korok Mike, and it was like, "Hey, me and my friend got separated, bro." I got him to the point, but then now I couldn't get him there. $10 super chat from Squid Kuma says, question for kind of funny Greg Miller. Will you also be making a similar stand to Skyrim Grandma if shirtless Spider-Man is not Insomniac Spider-Man 2? The gaming world needs to know, Mr. Miller.
Yeah, I mean, we can't get out in front of it, of course. You know, no one knows if the shirtless Spider-Man will return in Spider-Man 2. So there will be legal action if he's not. Of course, there will be legal action if he is, because, of course, we haven't been contacted.
Very threatening.
Actually, this is a good point. I'm going to refresh my grandma.
Ryan Paula Higgins asks, who at Kind of Funny is going to review Final Fantasy 16?
I am going to be the lead reviewer.
Wow,
Final
how about
Fantasy
that?
16. But we are definitely going to get Michael Hyam on as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
It
You
sounds
can-
like you're doing jingle bells, but you keep fucking up the one other note that you need.
No, there's many notes that are not present. CJ Splitson says, Tim, thoughts on the Final Fantasy demo? Can it stand with 7?
Dude. Can it stand with 7 is a hard question to say yes to, because I think 7 is
Say yes to the dress.
it's so influential and revolutionary, and like what it was for the moment in time and how much it changed video games and Final Fantasy. We'll never have that again. So I do think that this is changing Final Fantasy in modern times. Modern times are just different than 1998, 7,
Sure.
whatever it is. Based on the demo, I loved this game. I can't get into too many more details. I love this game.
I played it last night, and yeah, I'm into the story. I'm into the action, the like actual real-time action stuff. I've liked more than the other modern Final Fantasy games, like way more. So yeah, it's hidden. It's hidden good. I don't know if anything will get me over the vibes and the vibes and just the world of Final Fantasy VII, though. Tim, I feel you on that.
Look, here's the thing. Like, just all shit on the table. Y'all know me.
All shit on the table.
The Ria's everywhere, all right? Like, you
Love
guys have known
caca.
me for a very long time. You know my interest in Final Fantasy. You know all
too.
this stuff. I don't like the hard fantasy stuff. I don't really like
want it.
the medieval, I keep saying Renaissance. Like, I don't like that stuff. Game of
same.
Thrones had to win me over. Game of Thrones is one of my favorite things of all time, despite
Fucking hell.
being what it is. And I
go on.
feel like Final Fantasy 16, based on the demo, is another one of those things of like, this is not what I want from a Final Fantasy,
No.
but it's so good that it's winning me over anyways.
Yeah, same.
I'm still unclear on why I had to dress up. I'm not on camera.
Yeah, but you're a Goron. You have to. It's for the whole thing.
I don't
We
know.
can't
that
do it
this
without you,
look-
Kevin.
Oh,
Just a
good.
thing.
Oh,
Goran.
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 Thank you, Roger, for that beautiful typo.
Kirok.
Kirok. Can you roll around on the ground for us?
I don't have that
No, you
ability.
can't.
No,
That
my
ability.
shoelaces aren't tied,
Oh.
so my
That's
shoes would come
unfortunate.
right off.
The ability, it's recharging still.
Also, why is
Gary Whittam
Gary
muted?
Whittam muted by the Kind of Funny
No,
account?
that's Barrett. That's Barrett's account.
Roger's
That's
here.
fucked up.
I just want to say really quick, these are made up fucking names, okay? It doesn't matter how you spell them, okay? No one cares, okay? It doesn't matter.
Okay, Roger with a J.
He made the pictures. Like, Roger, how do you feel that that's your job to Photoshop that? God, seeing Kevin from behind it's too much. Like, way too much.
Sid Hearth says, "What is qualified as indie?"
Sid Hearth.
We are so fucked. What is qualified as indie?
Whenever Devolver or Annapurna showcase anything, my brain just goes, "How can they be indie if they're backed by a well-known publisher?"
You want to take this one, Greg?
Sure. Sorry, I was doing things. I'm going to read it one more time. Sid Hearth. What is qualified as an indie these days? Whenever Devolver and Annapurna showcase anything, my brain just goes, how can it be indie if they are backed by a well-known publisher? So the answer there, of course, is that they're not owned by the publisher. Independent developers work on video games and then have to go get them published. It's actually very rare to see a game developer, an indie developer, publish their own game because there are so many hurdles to it. If we want to go into even more back layers of it, this is why you hear me say so many times, oh, this is a game that Pop Agenda worked on. Pop Agenda helps indie developers publish games so that they don't get caught up in the minutia. They understand what's going on. They also help them get these deals with people like Annapurna, PlayStation, Xbox, Devolver. The idea, though, of course, then, how are they still independent? Well, the idea there, of course, is that once they're done with that game, guess what? Here's your check, and you're out on the street to make your next game, and you have no safety net. You are working on your own. It's good in the fact that then there is the marketplace, right, of, cool, we enjoyed Devolver, and I'm just making stuff up. We enjoyed working with Devolver. We got our name out there. We made a great game. Now we can go pitch other publishers this time around and hopefully get a better deal from them. Maybe you end up Devolver again. Maybe you don't. But the idea is that you get to go out and do that all over again, which is both, hey, the world's our oyster, and then also terrifying if you're a team of 3 that is trying to make a game and try to keep a living and a roof above your head.
Can you maybe one of y'all give us a very harrowing, sad, heartbreaking, but heartwarming story so we can get clipped out and aggregated again?
But my favorite about the Ben Starr breakout is that I saw your response to it, where I just saw the video of you going, I just wanted to thank you for sharing that, and I'm sorry I look like this. Because it wasn't
Slack me, Barrett's like, it's happening.
It's happening.
This video's blowing up, and you look like such a jackass in it.
It's so great. It's so damn. My favorite thing about this, Greg, is hold on. Let me get this right.
While you're looking for that, Daniel Z says, "Andy, you make a beautiful princess." Thank you very, very much.
I texted Gia the tweet.
Yeah.
And she just goes, "Does Andy always look like that?" And I replied, "No, LOL. He styled himself after the Final Fantasy 15 main character." And I sent a picture to Noctis, and she goes, "Oh, nailed it." I was like, "He looks weird, but not that weird for him."
yeah, it's like a little close. I had to straighten the shit out of my hair. This is like we had our morning stream meeting, and I was like, "Oh man, I gotta hurry up and get in the restroom and like try to straighten my bangs out or whatever." And then they were like straight the whole day, and it just felt weird because I just don't do that like I used to back in the day. Beat Rick says, Greg, when are you getting your Watto show? Also, we have daily weather reports from now on. Never eat soggy waffles.
Thank you for picking up on that. John Drake continues to stand in the way of Watto. Small Watto, large Watto, medium Watto, Greg Watto. One day, hopefully, Star Wars will understand that they should stop giving second chances to this Jar Jar Binks fella and instead give him to Watto because he's really the one who needs it and deserves it. In terms of the daily weather thing, of course, I want to do the daily weather reports. Of course, I failed yesterday. Jen knew when she gave me this assignment that there would be days where it was too hectic and busy to do it, and as evident by the fact there was no Greg Way yesterday either. You got a 10-minute Greg Way today, of course. But daily, I will try to do the weather as much as I can. What really is the backbreaker is when my wife said, no, you have to wear the suit every time. I was like, oof. That is going to make it a lot harder for me to slip outside and do it because I got to put on a shirt. I got this thing. It's a lot of work.
That's a whole thing, man. Remember when you wore a suit every day for Games Daily?
Yeah, shirt and tie.
Top half?
Yeah. If Kind of Funny wants to drop $200, okay, well, there you go.
I bought so many blazers during KFFL.
From like Goodwill though, right? Not like new nice ones.
No, like kind of cheap ones from Amazon.
Okay.
And yeah, the price got real up there. Sharma says, Andy, Tim, so last weekend I watched Your Name. I was blown away by the animation and overall aesthetic. If you haven't watched it, you need to. Remember that when Your Name was such a meme in the Kind of Funny community? You remember this?
I don't.
Because Ignacio Rojas was recommending Your Name all the time,
yes,
and to you and Nick.
Yeah, I still haven't watched it. I'm sorry, Ignacio.
Jesus.
Yeah, have you?
No,
Yeah,
but like
really?
it was always to you and Nick.
Yeah,
Like,
I know. I need to watch it. I know I'm gonna love it. It's just life's hard.
So the director of that, I think, is the same director for this new movie called Suzume. It's also very good.
Yeah.
That I'd recommend.
There was another one, Weathering with You, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gianni with a $5 super chat says, Andy, can we get a deep dive on Cortesio's usual order at the Applebee's on 6?
That was great.
I no longer get the chicken crispas. They haven't been as consistent as I'd like them to be. Thank you. Another super chat from Sidharth says, thanks, Greg. That was insightful.
Anytime.
That was on the
dev publisher
Conversation
thing.
of devs. and
An actual answer, not us just being. a bunch of
David
goofs.
Martin says, is KF reviewing the animated TMNT movie in August? 100%. It will be part of in review. I can't freaking wait, man.
Very excited.
Coming off of Spider-Verse and how damn good that is, the fact that like it's not exactly the same, but in terms of vibe of what they're going for with Mutant Mayhem, I think that we have the potential for an all-time Tim Geddes moment come August, where this just you get Tribe Called Quest with some actual teenage turtles in New York. Let's go.
And the humor already hit real well. Real good in that trailer. Everybody, that's your super chat segment. Thank you for joining us today.
That's it.
We're all out of super chat.
Well, we got a whole bunch of Zelda stuff to do, right?
We have a big
We
old
have 10 minutes, right?
Well, we're all out of super chats unless you just want
Oh.
to keep chatting.
We can ask for more.
Get your super chats in, everybody.
He just wants to play the ocarina. That's all Eddie wants to do is
No.
play the ocarina.
Yeah, I'll
It's
give an update. I'll give
disgusting.
an update over on the Grandma channel. I do not have a response from her yet, but I have 19 thumbs up, so I'm doing
Oh,
very
okay,
well.
lovely. We not only ocarina, but I have the keyboard over there as well. I have the little guitar for the co-rock and roll segment. Cozy Bear with a $7 super chat asks for Greg, are there any Canadian fast food chains that you've come to like over your many visits there?
Great question. I do like Tim Hortons. And I know, as an American, I would have told you Tim Hortons, it's just going to be Dunkin' Donuts and stuff. And I think the donut selection is, but I enjoy their breakfast sandwiches quite a bit. I feel like I don't, you could go, well, they're copying McDonald's, of course, or whatever. But it is the fact that I feel like their Egg McMuffin is actually a little bit better than the McDonald's Egg McMuffin, a little more flavorful, a little less heartburn, because I get a lot of heartburn from food. Their coffee's real good, too, which I appreciate. And then, of course, it's always just the abundance that they're there. They have the Timbits, too, which are, of course, just Dunkin' Donuts Munchkins or whatever. But I would say even those are better than the Munchkins. So Tim Hortons does get a big plus in my column, but I understand that so many people, when I tweet about it, it's like, it's just Tim Hortons. But I'm like, yeah, you're sick of it because you're there all the time. You know what I mean? Like, you get removed from it, then maybe you'd feel it. And then I've talked before, there's a whole Kind of Funny podcast. It might have even been still the Game Over Greggy show. No, it would have been the Kind of Funny podcast probably. Maybe it's the Game Over Greggy show. About where I think Canada and French Canadian, Quebec actually is like the team fat capital of the world. Because like, you can toss all these things out there, right? But then it's just the fact you can get poutine anywhere, and it's fucking awesome. And you can get hot dogs chopped up in there. Even their McDonald's has poutine McDonald's fries. The McDonald's fries and a poutine, buffalo chicken. Come on, what the fuck are we talking about?
I have a question for the two of you.
Sure.
Speaking of Team Fat Capital and all that stuff, you talking about these donuts. I want a donut right now.
Sure.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I want some nasty, nasty donut stuff. Do you think that Krispy Kreme has like a donut lunch option? Can I get like a donut meal?
You want a savory donut?
Not
What do you mean, like
necessarily.
a sandwich? Or you just mean donuts and a coffee and like that? Because they got that for sure.
I want something maybe more like I don't even know
want
exactly
bacon
what I'm
in
asking
there.
for, but I want a meal.
You want a donut for lunch. That's all you're saying.
Yes, I want a donut
Just
for
fucking
lunch,
pick up
but
a
I don't
donut.
just want a donut. I want it to feel more like a lunch.
No, I don't think there's not like you can't get a donut in like a
With,
side
like,
hash
fries
brown.
and, like,
Yeah. No.
Or like I don't like a donut sandwich that like isn't necessarily savory, but like I don't know.
All right,
know.
I'll
Here-
cut a
here-
donut
here's
in
what
half
you
and
do
I'll
then.
put Oreos in between it for you, Tim.
Yeah.
Here's what you do.
Well, you do the fucking
you
in and
do the
out.
nasty thing, yeah.
Yeah.
What we used to do back in high school /
I've only ever
college.
seen this on TV. I can't believe
I've never
this.
done it.
Oh yeah, it's fucking awful.
Explain it to people who don't know.
Well, we would get high, really high back in the day, and then we'd go over to this In-N-Out, buy burgers, and then we'd go right next door to the is
Krispy Kreme.
Krispy Kreme right there.
Yeah.
Buy donuts, cut the donuts in halves like they were like bagels, and essentially replace the In-N-Out burger buns with the donuts and eat the burgers like that because we were fucking disgusting back then.
I might do it, y'all.
Sherbert Sunday, thanks for your 23 months. Sad Ghost Boy, 22 months. Trehi using Prime. Acidio using Prime. We are all geeks, 63 months. Yesterday, I saw my dog Nick subscribe for 102 months.
Holy crap.
Thank you,
That is
dog.
Or maybe it
a
was
lot of
more, but it was crazy. I saw triple digits. It's crazy. Kelosaurus Rex, a full year. Axel, 47 months. Erroneous, 9 months. Steve Rome, 7 months. Trevor G, 5 months. Is it the Web, 4 months. Mr. Showtime, 14 months.
So I'm confused. Are you getting some donuts after this? You know, bring in some donuts?
Probably not.
I'd fuck up a donut.
Last Glass Gaming, 2 years of support. Thank you, Last Glass Gaming. 2020 forever, 11 months. Has long lived the PSP Go. DJ Sai.
I agree with that.
Nah.
Ahead of its time.
DJ Sai using your Prime.
Tiny buttons.
Wow, wow, check this out, everybody. Everybody, you all ready for this one?
Using his prime.
DJ Sai subscribed for the first time today ever.
What?
Welcome in.
You made this happen.
Thank you.
DJ. You made this happen.
One day you could be 102 months in.
ZD Grow 56 months says the only pop agenda I have is the advancement of Diet Coke. Pop agenda. That's good.
That's good.
That's
Hey.
really, really good. McCarcy, 79 months. Thank you, McCarcy.
No.
And let me get back to some super chats because I know we've gotten some since I tried to call the super chat section
Best
early.
Best says, I got to say the hot fried chicken sandwich with glazed donut buns actually pretty good if you want to feel terrible about yourself for at least 24 hours. That's kind of what I'm talking about.
Where's he get? Oh, from Gordo's.
Like a hot chicken sandwich, like just the chicken with some donuts. I don't know. And
Ryan
Krispy Kreme.
Pawala Higgins says, Andy, play through the fire and flames on Ocarina. No problem. No, can't. Sorry.
You do the melody.
Remember when you doubted me?
I did.
Tim one time walked in and was like, Andy, can you play Fire and Flames on guitar? And I was like, yeah, I think so. And I obviously only played the intro riff.
Nailed it, though.
And Tim was like, wow,
So
holy shit.
impressed.
Never mind. I told Joey
So
you couldn't
impressed.
do it.
I
Jace
imagine it's easier on like an actual guitar rather than Guitar Hero where you have like these fucking really big buttons that are all spread out, you know?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Jace Drone with a $2 super chat says, Andy, does the carpet match the drapes?
Ew.
Come on, yo. I only answer that with a $100 super chat.
On OnlyFans.
Aiden from Edmonton with a $5 super chat says, Tears of the Kingdom spoiler cast to when?
Probably never.
Yeah, not gonna happen.
It's too big of a game to even like. Yeah, it's.
I just don't feel like people are playing it like the story isn't the thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's how it was for
Like
me.
we're not. You know, like
Yeah.
that Zeltic. Yeah. You know, get Barrett on a Zeltic podcast. Let's go for that. But
Yeah.
Beat Rick with a $5 super chat says, Andy, what do you miss most from the RGV? I grew up in Edinburgh, but now live in Maryland. For me, it's my HEB and the cheap but fantastic tacos.
Mm.
Well, I'll tell you what I don't miss right now. You know, I always say I love hooping in hot weather.
Yeah.
It is extra hot right now. My brother sent me like the 10-day forecast, and it's like
Stay inside
105,
or you
108, 108, 106, 103, 108. It's
108?
ridiculous. Yeah. It
that's
is
illegal.
ridiculous. What do I miss the most, though? I miss family. I miss caldo de pollo. I miss fideo. I miss barbecues with my parents back home.
Fuckers.
CJ Splits
I still
on.
want to go to one of your dad's barbecues.
Oh, man, you'd love it. CJ Splits on $2 super chat says, any guess to what a big Nintendo holiday game is?
I think we're reaching the end of this little Switch life, baby. I think it's happening.
Maybe at best, we finally get those fucking HD Switch ports for
Yeah.
Wind
Yeah,
Waker
it's a good call.
Twilight Princess.
Maybe then I'll play it. Question from Squid Kuma says, question from Andy from Kinda Funny. Can you please explain in any detail why In-N-Out has the best fries ever? They don't. They're fine. I mean,
Oh, now you're
they're kind of
changing your tune.
gross.
Aiden from Edmonton says, I meant more talking about moments in the game without a filter. Bless seemed to be holding back stuff in the review. I imagine our Game of the Year talk is when we'll be a little bit more open about talking about some of the moments in gameplay stuff.
Junior Santiago says, sorry if I missed it, but did you react to Andy Muschietti directing Brave and the Bold?
No, we didn't. That's exciting.
I think it's really, really great.
Really like the Flash. I'm glad to see that they'll still use him in the new DCU. I thought he did such a great job with the Flash that the idea of, giving him a Batman and Robin flick, let's go. Let's see what's up.
Yeah, I think that from a directorial standpoint, like to take all of the troubled development of this film, like the film that we got, there's good direction. Like whether or not you love the movie or agree with everything done in it, that's the different thing. I think the direction of the movie was great.
Sky Armada with a $2 super chat. Nothing to say, just wanted to leave a little super chat. And I love
thank
that.
you.
That's very, very
Thank
kind
you.
of you. And the final super chat of the day from James Moore with a $5 super chat.
James Moore.
Says, who wins in a fight? Andy is Clive. Or Andy is Zelda.
Clive.
Really?
I like it, Clive, there. Yeah. I don't think your Zelda's bad. I'm just saying.
Link.
Link the Blood Moon Rise.
There's one more from Dumb saying, how many sub goals for a barbecue in the RGB stream?
Jesus.
That's so complicated to
I
think
mean-
about. I'd love to do it.
I mean,
We still got to go to Bakuga's house.
I have to have my parents move up here or somehow get fiber down there. You all have seen some of my streams from the RGV. It's
Yeah.
rough.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's rough out there. My dad's like, yeah, we're getting 400 megabits down. That's great, right? And I test the up and it's 17. but we're supposed to be getting 40. And it's like,
Yeah.
well, come on,
40.
man. Like, what's going on here?
So sad.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us here in this Super Chat segment post KFGD. Next week's going to be a lot of fun. But before next week happens, right now we're heading into the lab for a very special Zelda stream. Will you see Kevin dressed as a Goron?
Oh, yeah.
Will you maybe
Goran.
see Goron Bulge?
Oh,
Is Mike a
Fortunately.
Korok? Is Nick Link? Are we all doing silly bits and doing weird karaoke Zelda songs and eating gross shit and getting shocked, Shockarina of Time? You'll have to see. We'll see you in a bit, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye.